Hey there, thanks for joining me today. This is Laura Lynn with Keep Inking Up. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! In San Antonio, Texas. And today I have a clean and simple, quick and easy card to make. This could easily be converted to a one-layer card, but I am going to add some layers just to kind of step it up a little bit. So I have, for my card pieces, I have a standard card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded in half at 4 1/4. And then I have two layering pieces of Whisper White cardstock. Oh, this was thick Whisper White cardstock for my card base. And I have one layer that is, this one is the 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I have another one that is 3 3/4 by 5. And that's this layer that we're going to stamp on. But if you wanted to, you could do this particular stamping directly on the card base for a one-layer card. So if you'll notice, I have my deluxe foam mat because I am using photopolymer stamps. Today we are using the Blossoms in Bloom stamp set. I'm going to be using, I think, this particular flower and the center and the little leaf from the Blossoms in Bloom. So you don't have to just use the gorgeous large stamp from this stamp set. And I'm also going to be using the thank you sentiment. And actually, I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to be using my Stamparatus. So I'll put my deluxe foam mat in my Stamparatus. And I have already, oops, let me shift this here. Let's see, I need to put my stamp case under here so it's nice and supported. I'm going to shift my cardstock into the corner there because I have already mounted my thank you on here. Now I do want to point something out. On the stamp set, the sentiment came in a line. The thank and the you were on the same line. And what I did is I cut my I cut my stamp in half so I can stack the images, the thank and the you. And anytime I want, I can simply peel this up and line it up exactly with where I cut it, and it'll stamp exactly as it was originally intended. Don't be afraid to cut up your stamps like that if you need to, because it'll just expand the use of your stamps that way. So I am going to actually stamp the sentiment in basic gray. So I'm going to ink this up. I want to make sure that my paper is in the corner, and then I'll stamp that down. And I think that looks good. So I'm going to take this out, move this aside so I can continue with my stamping. I'll go ahead and close up the basic gray. I don't need that anymore. And then I'll pull in my stamps. I'm going to use this floral image, and I am using a rainbow of colors today. Let's see. I've got Flirty Flamingo, Bermuda Bay, Gorgeous Grape, Poppy Parade, Mango Melody, and Green Apple Green. A nice bright array of rainbow colors. And let's see, I think that I'm going to start with the Mango Melody. I'm going to stamp a row of flowers, this little floral stamp from the image, but in order to get it fairly centered, the row even, I'm going to start with my Mango Melody, and I'll find the approximate center of my card, and I'll stamp that down. And then I need to pull in my Simply Chamois so I can clean my stamp, because I'm going to stamp in a bunch of different rainbow colors. I can close this up for now. And then I'll go with Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to stamp Flirty Flamingo to the left of the Mango Melody. Okay, then I'll clean that one off. And then I'll go to my Poppy Parade color. Now, red colors tend to stain your stamps quite a bit. So what I like to do before stamping with red inks on my photopolymer is I like to ink up my stamp with Versamark. And it doesn't prevent it from staining, but it tries to minimize the staining a little bit. And then I'll go into my Poppy Parade, and I will stamp the flower next to the Flirty Flamingo. And now I'll clean my stamp again, and see, it is a little bit stained. You can tell that, but it's not as bad as it would be if I hadn't used the Versamark. I'll close up that, oops. And next I'll come with my Bermuda Bay. I'll ink up my flower again, stamp that to the right here. I'll clean that off. And finish up with a gorgeous grape for my flowers. So I'll ink that up and I'll stamp that down. Okay. Clean that up, and I'm actually done with that stamp. And the color of the rainbow left is my green apple green, and that I will do to add some leaves. So I have the really small leaf image. I'm going to ink it up, and then I will stamp it down twice to get some generational stamping, and I'll go around the flowers and just add some leaves here and there. And you can add them wherever you'd like. I'm just doing them in groups of 2. And I think we'll put one more up here. Okay, I think I like that. Clean my stamp. And now I'm going to bring back in my Mango Melody for my centers of the flowers. And because I did, let me put this in the center. Because I did full strength Mango Melody on my flower, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it up and I'm going to stamp off on my scratch paper and then do the dot inside. And I'll do that for all of the flowers. So they all have a little yellow center. I think that looks cute. Clean that off. And now I'm ready to assemble my card just like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my card base and my layer, and I'm going to move that aside. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this layer. I'll add a dimensional in each corner of this layer, and then I'm going to add 2 in the middle just so my center doesn't sag. I don't like saggy layers. So then I'll peel these backings off. It helps if you have fingernails, which I don't, but we'll get these off okay. Okay, I'll add this, you know what, I'm going to bring this in. It's a lot easier for me to line up things if I have a dark background, so there we go. And then I'll do the same thing with this layer. I'll add 1 in each corner, and then 2 in the middle. Sometimes if you press the center of the dimensionals with your fingernail, that helps them lift up a little bit, makes it easier to remove the backings. It's a nice little tip that I sometimes forget. Oops. There we go. And then we can put this on our card, make sure it's going the right direction. I have been known to put them on upside down, and we'll line that up and just like that. And I hope you can see how the different layers just really steps up the card and gives it a little bit more oomph. But you wouldn't have to do that. You could do all of this stamping directly on your card base for a 1-layer card. So I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy, clean and simple card design using the Blossoms in Bloom stamp set with the thank you sentiment and the flower. So thank you so much for watching me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.